Rotation.
So, as normally happens, there's some fuck up. We try something new with this show, and then Garrett fucks it up again. So that's just what went down. But now we're live. We're good. We're happy. We're here. Endgame Show. We're back. How you doing? We haven't been here. Me and him haven't been here in like 2 weeks. Me and Ruffum did a show last week. If you want to go check that out on bit.ly/endgamesyt. That is our YouTube channel where you can find everything that we fucking do. Trailer reactions now. From E3, that is. We're working on maybe getting something new going on. You might see something special. My name's Garrett at Yogurt, YOGRRTT. This is Alex. Alex.
What's up? What's up?
Bruh, you went to fucking EDC. You went to fucking Disneyland. And I wasn't there for any of it.
Yeah, dude. Disneyland.
The fuck is that, man?
Disneyland was insane, man.
You're a mess tonight.
You're
a mess.
I'm already drunk.
This is a man who has, what would we say? Has been working all day? Is that what we've been up to?
I guess so, yeah.
I've been at work all day.
Yeah, we've been working all day.
Yeah, dude. We've been working men, and we're here to bring you the news, which is work. So we're just working all the hours, dog. We're just kicking it.
If you guys are not familiar with the show, this is the Endgame Show, where we bring you all the sweet gaming news, our opinions on them.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is your first time watching, I think I said that already. This is the first time watching. Yeah, we do the Endgame. This is the Endgame Show. We do fucking video game news. I've been here for 2 weeks. Fucking rusty. But if you guys hit that. Whoa,
yeah, I'm rusty.
Echo. If you guys do us a huge favor, huge favor. If you're watching on Twitch, follow us on Twitch for more live streams every Wednesday, Thursday, 6 p.m., 6:15, 6:30, every single one. And then on YouTube too. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. And if we hit the subscribe button, we're at 46 subscribers. If we hit 56 subscribers, I will give away a Steam game code.
Do we know what the code is? Silence in the crowd. Silence. You remember when they do that shit? The fucking just like an owl.
Silence. Like I never seen that.
You never saw like your third grade teacher be like, shh, and then like all the other like prudy kids in class would be like, and then me and you would just keep talking. Maybe it is that, and I'm just adding some weird like jackalope style. I'm playing shadow puppets with this brilliant lighting that we have going on.
Yeah, the Dragonball Xenoverse 2. For Steam.
Oh shit.
Like I said, if we hit 50 subscribers, we will give away that code.
I'd add that in the title if I was you. Fuck.
Fuck.
But you're not timed in. Oh, it's all good. If we get a chance in the show.
Yeah, I'll do it when we're doing the show. But that is a game we're giving away. If we hit 56 subscribers, out of 10 subscribers from where we're at right now, please subscribe and we'll give away a video game, and also subscribe just because of the content. Garrett and I, we're funny guys, and Garrett's funnier than me.
That's not true. Alex is one of the more funny guys. Like I feel like I try too hard sometimes to like bring the joke into the show. Alex has that fucking deadpan that you can't create. Like I couldn't be Alex and try and make that joke. Alex just has this natural fucking thing going, dude, and it's. I'm jealous, man.
Because I don't think I'm a funny guy, but people say I'm funny.
You're so funny.
But I'm like, I don't think I'm that funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
This is the show where we talk about how funny we are.
Yeah.
Isn't this great? No. The Endgame Show. It's on the Consultation Podcast Network. I don't think we say that enough. If you like this. Honestly, there are plenty of other channels. There's a music channel, a film channel, more channels coming soon, hopefully. But go over to iTunes, the Googles, we're on Stitcher. I had my uncle at a party the other day. He was like, "Oh, what have you been up to?" I was like, "Oh, been working on this little podcast network we've been going on. Nothing too crazy, but." And he's like, "Bro, I love podcasts. Like, let me see." And he pulls out this janky ass Android, like X7 or whatever the fuck it's like not even that special. It was probably like the Android A, like the cheaper version of like the one that Boost Mobile gives you if you like sign up for 4 years. Like he got that one. So he's like, "Oh, let me find your," and he pulls out this weird ass fucking app. And I was like, "Uh-oh, this is going to be the time where my like show doesn't show up on like this random," and we were on that app.
Really?
We're on every audio podcast app. I don't know how I did that correctly, but we did it. We're here.
What's it called?
The app? I don't know what it was called. I could ask my cousin JP. JP, if you're listening to this on the iTunes feed or the podcast for you app on Android, we're on there.
For you.
Basically, any podcast app that you have, go look up the Consultation Podcast Network. You will find the Endgame Show live every Wednesday on Twitch, exported the next day onto that very audio feed, as well as all of our other shows after the previous podcast. Kyle, get your ass in the studio. Maybe we'll record. That's a little subliminal message to Kyle. A little repertoire.
Repertoire.
Little repertoire.
What's up, man? How you been, man? It's been a while. Been 2 weeks. Let's catch up.
Been a while.
It's Slow's news week. We got some time to catch up. We got some
Definitely.
flat tires going on. I got some nice little cranberry and vodka. What you been up to these past 2 weeks, huh?
I've been planning my own show, for being honest.
Whoa.
Not to take away from the Endgame show, but my big concern with life has been my commute to work. And luckily, my commute to work is kind of the length of a podcast. And luckily, we have those, special lavalier mics that'll line up nicely with, the iPhones and shit that I have. I'm going to get myself a little dash mount, and I'm not going to release the name in case this never happens, but I'm thinking about doing a music podcast. Been talking about it for years. I deserve it. I'm going to do it soon, regardless if it's in my car or not. But I'm thinking about doing something daily on the weekdays where I just break down what I heard yesterday. Like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So every morning I wake up, I exported it when I get to work about 8 a.m. And then hopefully you're commuting to work at 8 a.m. And, it's there for you to listen.
I'm sleeping at 8 a.m.
Huh?
I'm sleeping at 8 a.m.
Yeah, but it will be there at 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. when you wake up. How about you, man? I mean, I know you went to the Electric Daisy Carnival. How'd that go?
Fucking insane.
EDC, as we call it in normal worlds.
It was pretty insane. Friday, Saturday. I got in those 3 days, I probably got 12, 13
so
hours.
much pussy. Where were you going with that?
13 hours of sleep. I got 13 hours of sleep in 3 days.
There was one day where you went to sleep when I was at work, I think, or
It was Monday. It was Monday.
Yeah,
morning.
it was Monday morning. Okay, so you no. So it must not have been. So basically, I woke up fucking early, like how I always do on weekends. Like that's just I love my mornings. I take those to my soul and I take them in.
Yeah.
That's just me. But he tweeted something like, "Man, I just want to get back to the hotel," and I'm just waking up, and it's 5 in the fucking morning, and then it's 7. I think, and you tweet going to bed, and I've been up for 2 hours, I'm all dressed and shit, and then you tweet at 1 p.m. Just had to wake up, going out, fucking shit. What are you doing? That's awesome though. I'm glad that you had a weekend like that, because honestly, you deserve it, man. And I want something like that too. I took Monday off, so now I'm looking at a 4-day to 5-day weekend if you count Friday, and I'm fucking stoked because we got that 4th of July coming up on Tuesday.
Do you work Tuesday?
No, so we're off as a national holiday on Tuesday,
nice.
But we're open on Monday. So I looked at that and I was like, can I go to my boss and, maybe just ask him? And I have a trip coming up. We're going fishing and shit. So it'll be fun. So it's not like I had a reason not just to be a lazy fuck in my bed. I'm going to get some quality time with the G-Pa and the Papa. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I looked at is that you playing the Final Fantasy VR with the fishing game? Yeah, fuck off. Final Fantasy, fuck off. Alex, you can stay. But what I'm stoked about is just to just have a minute to just chill, because I haven't had a Tuesday in a long ass time. Well, think of if you work Monday through Friday, dude. What do you do on a Wednesday at 11 a.m.? That's something that you lose. Where it's what would I do at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday? I haven't had time to myself. So on a Monday, dude, I'm gonna be in my boxers and I'm gonna chill and play some Next Machina. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah,
Next Machina's out. I didn't know it was out already.
I wanted you to bring the Elgato today because I actually wanted to record all weekend and get some shit. So I'm gonna get that from you. So look out for those on the twitch.tv/concertation and all the other good shit. We'll be getting down on some games. But yeah, that's pretty much the big new release that I want to talk about. And I know that's pretty selfish, but Next Machina, Housemarque, we played it at PSX. I haven't had a chance to jam on it on the full retail release. What would you say is the deal with Housemarque? Because they're fucking awesome, man. I'm so surprised that they're not a first-party PlayStation studio by now. I don't get why Sony hasn't bought them. And I don't know if it's to put it in perspective, I believe they did Angry Birds Star Wars on the Wii as contract work to keep the lights on. But it's bro, you are such good talent to be doing shit like that. They don't have to do that as much anymore. Look, fact check me, please. But Housemarque has always been the guys who they have their really big passion projects, and then they have the work that they can make some money on, that they're a good studio, so you'll be contracted to do these licensed or whatever properties or ports or whatever it is. But now we're in a position where they're not. They're not doing that, dude. We have Next Machina coming out this month, and then in August we have Matterfall coming out, and those back-to-back sucker punches in the motherfucking jaw with Resogun and with Alien Nation last year and Dead Nation a couple years prior. I know that was a PS3 game, but that game I believe came to PS4. they're awesome, man, and they make really good twin stick shooter games. And we have what's it called, Matterfall coming out. That's a side scroller, not in the sense of like Resogun where it's a spherical plane that you're riding on. It's a little bit cooler than that, a little bit more than that, and I'm pretty excited for that. But Next Machina, that's what I'm gonna be jamming on. Good reviews, and I heard that they brought back the whole Save the Scientist aspect of look up Angry Birds Star Wars Wii and see if there's like
Star Wars. I was
yeah.
like, which Angry Birds did you say? It's like,
Yeah, because Rovio makes most of that shit. But I'm almost 100% positive that Housemarque developed it. Nope. Developer was Rovio. I don't know. Look up Housemarque's games. I don't know. Fuck me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't watch games, play games, keep up with anybody. Why did you pick me as your co-host? Just to drink with you?
Angry Birds Trilogy. That's what I wanted to do.
Boom. I had something, boys. I had something. But yeah, man, like look at those games, like Super Stardust Delta, Stardust. That's back in like the 80s or 90s.
Furmins.
I don't know what Furmins is. Can we never talk about Furmins on the show again?
Trans World Snowboarding. Supreme Snowboarding.
You think after Matterfall we'll hear an announcement that they're going to get picked up, or you think they're being independent for a reason?
It's tough to say. Matterfall looks.
It looks awesome.
It looks awesome, and
it's really cool, man.
I think it would have to be. I think it would be overdue if they would get picked up after Matterfall, but I see them getting picked up pretty soon. If Matterfall is like, which I think Matterfall would be fucking amazing, and I think they will be picked up by Sony. I think they should. I think there's no. If the money's right, money talks.
It's the money thing, but I almost picture that PlayStation. After Resogun, man, especially, like, what that did to keep the early adopters of PlayStation 4 busy, like, that was a very important thing that I think is actually really understated, because the games that launched with the PS4 were not fun, and they weren't great. They were good, but they weren't great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you have to kind of fully visualize a world where Housemarque hasn't been offered money by PlayStation, and I just don't think we live in that world. I think they're staying independent because they just want to be independent, but they love the relationship that they have with PlayStation. And, that's fucking cool, because we're always seeing these developers, like, just cash out, Like, just get bought out, like Rare. Like, Rare made some of the most amazing games between Banjo-Kazooie, fucking Battletoads, and all that shit back on, like, the Nintendo platforms. That's what we know Rare for. And then Xbox offers them money, and they sell out. And now what do we see them doing? Making Sea of Thieves and, like, doing Rare Replay, which are cool games, but it's not the Rare flair that everyone loves.
Ooh, Rare flair.
I don't know where that came from. Oh, damn. I don't know what that was either. That was, like, fucking Fozzie Bear. Hot damn! Someone soundbite that, send it to me. I'll make it my ringtone or something. We'll make it the theme song of the show forever. Another thing though about independent studios is did you hear about that Project Red leak thing? We tweeted it out on the Endgame show, and that, or on the Endgames YouTube, or no, Twitter. Fuck, what platform?
Fuck, dude?
At Endgames, ANNDGAMES. What I'm thinking is, Project Red, CD Projekt Red is the greatest studio alive right now, working as far as main scale games, because they basically, here's the story, like they were being held for ransom by terrorists, saying that, hey, we have all these old concept art of your new Cyberpunk 2027 game that's coming out. It won't be out till 2027, but they were like, yo, you better give us this money or we're gonna leak all this footage. And when they finally realized what assets were leaked and what they had, CD Projekt Red was like, no, we're not going to fucking pay you. Like, go fuck off. We're going to go be the real upfront motherfuckers that we are. These are the same people who put a thank you note into The Witcher 3 at launch. And it was a full-fledged note that was probably cost quite a bit of money to actually, like, make mass productions of this shit, millions and millions of pieces of paper. And it was just like, hey, thank you so much for supporting this game. We're sorry it came later than what we wanted it to, but I just want to say thank you for making this game and allowing us to, like, supporting this game. And, like, any studio is going to stand up and be like, EA wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not something that big publishers do. But with CD Projekt Red being a main scale independent studio, it's honestly refreshing to see someone like them come into the space and be like, hey, don't buy into these, like, if anyone leaks anything, don't look at it, and if you do, you're dumb too, because that's not where we're really, like, that's not going to be the best display of this game that we're really excited about. Like, and they basically said, hey, We're not going to pay them money if they leak it. We're sorry, but anything that you need to know about Cyberpunk 2027, we will have it for you. And that is the best marketing and most transparent way of being upfront with your audience, is just saying like, hey, like, we're out of control of this, but we just want to let you know that we don't want you to feel like you have to look at it, like, because we guarantee that there's going to be a kick-ass game and we believe in the product. We're not going to pay these guys to let it leak. Whereas, like, I bet if someone hit up Ubisoft and was like, hey, motherfuckers, I'm going to leak the 3rd Assassin's Creed game for the 5th year in a row, they would have been like, here's $50,000, don't do it. And then someone would be like, thank you, and
it's like that. Thank you.
I'm a terrorist. I'm going to leak the video game. It's just some dude who's never had sex, just living in his basement. Like, it's fucking, I need to leak the games. I am the games leaker. Hear my wrath. No, that's not real. But I don't know, man. It's one of those things where it's like, why are you such an asshole? You know what I mean? Like, why are you going to ruin someone else's fun, someone else's hard work, and someone else's just, I don't know, man. I would, whatever you got to do to get that title to fit, Alex, I believe.
Dude, I do, right? Fucking see me struggling. I'm trying to fix the YouTube title.
You work on Twitch?
Yeah, I worked on Twitch.
Go copy and paste the Twitch one and put it in there.
But that one's pretty long too, and like.
Oh, maybe Twitch has longer characters.
I thought and it fucking does that. It tells me it's too long, and then it fucking just automatically just puts on there. I fucking hate YouTube.
Google, get your act together.
Fucking Christ.
The owners of YouTube. But yeah, that's kind of like a little new story that we missed. That was kind of before E3, I think, but it got muddled up. Another thing I want to talk about is the Hitman developers, IO Interactive.
Okay.
Did you hear that they went independent? So they used to be owned by Square Enix. And they split up, and that was already that had been talked about, I think, late last year or early this year. They basically were like, hey, like, Hitman's still gonna be supported, but like after this run of time, like, we're not gonna be under the whole Square Enix faction. And that was kind of like, oh, sick. Like, they're going to go on and do something awesome. Like, you know what I mean? But the thing about IO Interactive, from what I understand, is like when they were bought by Square Enix I think they were bought because they bought themselves out. Like, they basically went to Square and was like, how much are we worth? And they're like, this. And they're like, here's that check. And we're going to go over there. Like, that's pretty much what they did. And that's badass. Stick up for the people. But what's even more interesting is that they retained the right to Hitman.
Really?
So Square Enix won't be publishing Hitman in the future. IO Interactive is going to be developing and owning that franchise and actually making it to what they want to do. And maybe it won't be a service this time because, Hitman came out and it was like, hey, we're going to keep updating this every month and there's going to be new Hitman targets for you to go and kill. And, like, that was very much a Square Enix model. Like, that was just like, oh, let's see how much money we can milk this shit out of. And, like, IO Interactive probably felt a little betrayed by that because they're like, we just want to make a good story. And, like, the fact that they're able to do that now with no one really, like, looking over their shoulder is very interesting to me. So what do you think about Hitman? Do you think it's going to be a bigger scale game, or you think they would continue the same model, like the whole add-on model?
I didn't like that.
That was hard to keep track of.
Yeah,
honestly.
Exactly. Like, it just kept on
update IGN every day.
Yeah.
New Hitman maps.
I think they should just make it a full standalone, like, full-fledged, like, big old game, like the good old big old game that should just be a good single player, like, the back of the Hitman days back in the fuck, I can't even speak because you're fucking recording. Fuck. But no, I honestly think they should have like a big full on fledged game that they should focus on it. I don't like the seasons because I think they were doing it by episodes, or a different target in a different area. Just to make it a big old game, just make it a good story.
A bagel game.
Big bagel.
A big old Jewish game about pastries. Hell yeah. Bagel. That's what I heard. I know.
Bagel.
The Cincinnati Bagels. That's my favorite football team. There we go.
I'll drink to that.
Yes, sir. That's kind of just a little news. And then, E3 came and hit us like a fucking train and we worked our asses off. And then, what was funny is I could feel us both be a little burnt by that. Like not burnt like we didn't enjoy what we were doing, but like going into the show on Wednesday following E3, like that was a drag, man. That was a hard show because we had been on camera for literally, I think it was 16 hours in like 4 days or something gross. And it's like, yeah, we're not as much as IGN who was going 9 hours a day, but for two guys in a bedroom with very little air conditioning, that's pretty phenomenal. And like, we appreciate all the support that you gave us. And next year, I think that's going to be the best growth. If you see E3 2018 and you see this channel handle it in a different way, in a more grand scale, then that just means that we're growing, and from your support as well. So however you can help us out, we appreciate you. Give us a fucking review on iTunes, and I'll kiss you on the face.
Whoa. Speaking of
Unless
E3,
you don't want it, because that'd be rude. Yeah, what's up? First story.
Best of E3 2017 Game Critics Awards. These are the nominees. I think they just announced the winners of these. So I'm trying to find those real fucking quick.
It's all good. What would you say is your game of the year as far as what you saw with your own two eyes? We're not going to pull on game floor bullshit because we weren't there. Just shit that we saw, period, in E3. What are you most excited about? What's your game of the show?
Wolfenstein 2 looked fucking amazing.
Yes, sir.
Shadow of War looked amazing.
Yes, sir.
Man, it's tough, man.
If you want to see Alex geek out about Wolfenstein, go watch our trailer reaction because you literally hear this guy go, "Ooh, yeah," because I think your girlfriend came in right as that. So you were outside getting food and you missed the whole like old timer thing.
Yeah.
And you came in at the end of that, and then you were like, "No, that's Wolfenstein." Because I was sitting there, I was like, "It's a Voltron game." Like I was just trying to pull shit, man. I was
super fucking excited when we were watching that and I saw Wolfenstein 2 because I fucking love the first one, man. The first one was fucking so badass. It was just so like if you want a shooter game, Bethesda is fucking the one to make it, man. Like seriously, like Doom, it's badass. One of my favorite shooter games from that publisher, and Wolfenstein was one of my favorites too. Like the story was fucking solid. The just everything about it.
That changed like what I thought of modern day, like 2015 first person shooters.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, this is something.
Take note, Call of Duty.
yeah. It's like if you want a fucking shooter, this is the shooter to go for. Doom and Wolfenstein.
I could totally see in like 3 years from now, we read like a headline that says Activision hires Wolfenstein New Order writer. Like, right? You know what I mean? Like, because he honestly changed how we look at first-person shooter stories in a way. Because we had been burnt out. It'd been a dry swell of like, Medal of Honor would come around every once in a while, and it would be like, that was good in comparison to Call of Duty. But no, Wolfenstein punched us in the face and let us know, like, no, this is good and this is great, actually. This is phenomenal. Get past that first hour. It's a drag.
And what that game had, like, it was like, it had, you could choose two different endings you could go to.
Yep.
There was decision making in like when the beginning of the game, the first hour of the game. And then in the game, there's a little mini game mode where you could play the old school Wolfenstein. Like you go to sleep or something like that because you could rest or whatever.
I did not get to this myself, but I did see this on YouTube, and it's so cool.
Yeah,
man.
like his bed is like upstairs.
You don't have to do that.
Upstairs, like in this attic, because you're part of the rebellion, and like you have the little shack, whatever. And then you go upstairs and go to sleep or something like that, or you have to collect something. I forgot what it was. And then you go to sleep, and then like he has his dream, and then the dream is like you're playing fucking old school Wolfenstein. I'm like, this is fucking amazing, man. It's fucking so sick.
Smart.
Okay, so back to the
good news.
Mario dominates E3 2017 Game Critics Awards
and every other outlet award.
Full list of winners revealed. So of course Mario is gonna be a big winner. I mean,
that game looks awesome, and we haven't had a full-fledged 3D Mario game like this since Sunshine, and like that's literally 2003. I'm at my friend Efren's house in 3rd grade playing that game.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what the fuck that was, and he showed me Super Mario Sunshine. Sunshine.
So
Super Mario Sunshine.
So Super Mario Odyssey won Best of the Show award, as well as Best Console Game and Best Action Adventure Game.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that one's crazy.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, Ubisoft's Rapids crossover, meanwhile, took away Best Original Game and Best Strategy Game.
I only thought it would be strategy.
Yeah.
Original game?
Best original.
How is that original when it's based off of 2 pre-existing properties? Just throwing that out there. Just saying that if you are basing yourself off a licensed property that's pre-existing, get the fuck out of that category because you're ruining it for other people, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Cuphead. That's a phenomenal original story.
Yeah.
That's an original character that you can. I made this is true. I can draw it for you right now if you don't believe me, but I don't have a pen. But in 3rd grade, I made my own superhero. His name was Cage Man. That's what Cuphead reminds me of, is that guy was drawing Cuphead as a kid, and then he just got to a point where he can make his own game, and he's like, yo, let's just use Cuphead. That's a character I've always made.
Elsewhere, EA's FIFA 18 grabs best sports games, while best online multiplayer went to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Jesus.
Sorry.
Best online multiplayer went to Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Fuck FIFA.
Microsoft claimed 2 prizes. Xbox One X won best hardware peripheral, while Forza Motorsport 7 claimed best racing game. And then Super Mario Odyssey beat competition from Assassin's Creed Origins, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and aforementioned Mario Rabbids game to win Best of Show. So the nominees to Best of Show were Assassin's Creed Origins, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, Wolfenstein 2, and Mario Rabbids game, Mario plus Rabbids game.
Nothing for Spider-Man?
Nothing for let's see. So this is all the Game Critics Awards.
By category, here are the winners.
Best of Show, Super Mario Odyssey. Best Original Game, Mario Rabbids Battle Kingdom. Best Console Game, Super Mario Odyssey. Best VR Game, Lone Echo. Best PC Game, Destiny 2. Best Handheld Game, Metroid Samus Returns. Best Hardware Peripheral, Xbox One X. Best Action Game, Wolfenstein 2, no other game. Best Action Adventure Game, Super Mario Odyssey. Best Role-Playing Game, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom. Best Racing Game, Forza Motorsport 7. Best Fighting Game, Dragon Ball
This
Fighter
one
Z.
deserves it.
Yeah,
this game looks like the fucking TV show, man. And I don't even, I don't like Dragon Ball.
This game looks fucking amazing.
But
man.
take Xenoverse and then apply it to a 2D normal fighter, but then picture it like Dragon Ball Kai, graphics.
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking at, man.
Best Sports Game, FIFA 18. Best Strategy Game, Mario Rabbids. Best Family Game, Hidden Agenda. Best Online Multiplayer, Star Wars Battlefront 2. And Best Independent Game, The Artful Escape.
Rightfully won.
A
lot of people are talking about how much they want to play that with their friends. And, the fact that you have to play it co-op is amazing. Because I don't want to partner with anyone online. I want to play with Alex.
The Artful Escape, that's what it's called?
Isn't The Artful Escape the one where you have to escape from
prison?
Yeah. Or is that not it?
I thought it was called something else.
All right, no worries. Let me look it up while you go continue, please.
Okay.
Is there any of those categories that stand out to you that kind of are just like, what the fuck, other than Mario Odyssey as action game?
That best action adventure game, that was kind of weird.
It's whack, man. I mean, when you're looking at Uncharted, it's hard to compare the two, on a ground scale.
Can't you put
I mean?
Assassin's Creed under there?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed didn't win anything.
Yeah, but does it deserve to? In your opinion, does it? That's a question. I'm just.
Yeah,
you can tell by the tone of my voice that I don't think it does.
Yeah,
but
I don't think so. Yeah, I guess you're right.
It deserves to be in the conversation, but it's not like Mario Odyssey. It's not like Spider-Man. It didn't wow me like Shadow of War.
Spider-Man,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to
Shadow
really.
War, yeah, what the fuck?
It's a weird category. Whereas I could see someone standing up and being like, "Oh, the best action adventure game has to be Shadow of War," and someone's like, "Actually, it's a fantasy game." You know what I mean? It's well, we don't have a fantasy category, fuckers. So what do you want to put it? We got to recognize this game for the scale that it's being shown off at, and it was shown off on a great way, I think, with the whole Xbox One X graphics and shit. So I mean, whatever, man.
Fucking bad. Recognize. So sticking to the E3 shit. So this is kind of the final news out of E3. So bear with us. After the E3 no show, Sony confirms Infamous devs' new game is still happening. I quote: "It is a game. They are not making movies." This comes from GameSpot by Eddie McCooch.
That's the shit I'm talking about, bro. Where does that come from?
I don't know. Infamous developer Sucker Punch Productions. Sucker Punch Productions making a new game, but we still don't know much about it. The game was nowhere to be seen at Sony's E3 2017 briefing earlier this month, leading to some to wonder what's the latest on the long-in development and an unannounced title. Shuhei Yoshida said on the GameSpot stage at E3 that he has played the game many times. He continued, it sounded like he was going to give away some details, but cut himself off, presumably to save the full reveal for later. PSX, maybe?
Bro, I've been teased by Shuhei about this game for so long. He's been telling, all the fucking internet's oh, yeah. They're oh, where's, Sucker Punch's game? And he's oh, I played it just the other day. And this was in 2013. So it's bro, if it's 2017 now, just show me something. It wasn't 2013. I think it was 2015, right after, a year after Second Son, Shuhei Yoshida had mentioned that he played a build of Sucker Punch's new game. And the fact that it's playable, you would think that maybe they would show something just based off how Sony's been showing all their games way too early. Last of Us 2, for example. I think we deserve to know that that's in development, and I don't think it's a bad thing to see that trailer. And did I jizz my pants? Yes, but like as far as is that game coming out next year? No. So, you know, there's an argument to be said, are we showing games too early? So if Sucker Punch wants to take their time, but I don't think even if we see it next year or this year at PSX, which I think you're right, that's the stage to show it. I think this year will be the biggest PSX ever, honestly. Like, I think, and I don't just mean that by, like, the numbers, like, oh, exponentially, like, every year it should get bigger. I just mean that, like, I think they're saving some of their good announcements and some of their best gameplays for that conference. Like, I think they're going to start shying away from, like, the Tokyo Game Shows of the world because they have their own stage where they can control the message and they can control everything. And it's about PlayStation for the most PlayStation-y gamer at PSX. Just fix your line problems because that was bullshit. That was bullshit.
That
was awful.
In December 2015, PlayStation Scott Rhodes said the Sucker Punch game was playable internally back then, saying he played an earlier version of the game with Yoshida at the time. He said the game was fun in the state he played it in, but mentioned that game development is a fluid process and things can change. So we'll probably see this game. Hopefully,
2015.
2015, they said that the game was playable.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That
so
that was bullshit.
It's gonna take a while, you know.
Shuhei was so coy with it too. They're like, hey, how about Sucker Punch? What are they up to? And he just goes, oh, you know, I just played it the other day. You can't just say that, Shuhei. Like, go F off, man. I still think one of our best episodes, honestly, is as far as segments go, I think literally our most popular segment, besides that one update video, but our most popular segment on YouTube is when we were discussing what Sucker Punch is up to next. And we went into a really good I listened to that the other day. We had a really good conversation about how, like, we want them to do something that the PlayStation family doesn't have. And what they don't have is a first-person shooter, and I'm still putting it on my money that, like, we're right, and it is a first-person shooter. How they do that and where it connects to whatever they do. You know what I mean? Like, Sucker Punch is so good at technically making a world feel real. If you play in Second Son and feel Seattle, it feels like Seattle. There's no arguing that. Like, the rain hitting the umbrellas is literally the sound of Seattle's rain hitting the real Seattle people's umbrellas. Like, they sampled music off of, or sound off of real life shit and put it into the environment of the game. And, like, that's something that goes unnoticed most of the time, but when you do it as well as they did, like, I'm gonna still be talking about it 3 years later. And, like, First Light, awesome. You played First Light, right?
Moving on from E3, so I think hopefully that's like the last of E3 stuff.
I think so. I think we're gonna never talk about it again.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered, standalone release confirmed.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, so the remastered version of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is finally set to be released on its own. Well, I mean, it's actually released already. It released on Tuesday, June 27th.
Did it?
So a few days ago. Yeah, priced at $40. Activision press release notes other platforms, likely meaning both PC and Xbox One, will follow. But doesn't provide any further specifics. Call of Duty DLC releases typically trail about a month behind a PC and Xbox One, though we don't know if that same time exclusivity window applies in the case of something more substantial.
You don't have an
like
easy
this.
job, dude. No one thinks that's easy to read these.
Yeah. And then previously only available was special edition of last year's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. There have been rumors for some that time that a standalone release would eventually happen. And then they came out, and then Gamefly, which suggested a PS4 release would come on June 20th, followed by an Xbox One release on July 20th. So I believe, I'm not sure who said it when they first came out, but I believe they said that it would not come by itself.
Yeah, they said that it won't come by itself this year, probably.
Right?
Some bullshit where it's like, hey, you have to buy the more expensive version of the game that you don't want to get the game that you do want. And that pissed me off. I was very vocal about it. You would come on the show and said, hey, it's really fun, and I had an opportunity to play it. I never actually jumped in and did it, but I don't like this shit, man. Like, I don't like Tomb Raider or Rise of the Tomb Raider coming to PlayStation a year later. Like, keep it on Xbox, man. As much as I'm happy that I got to play Rise of the Tomb Raider prior to when I got an Xbox One, and I don't think that you should pay $350 to play a game like that, kind of, you know what I mean? And, like, that was really Xbox's big punch to Sony. Like, oh, this franchise started on your platform. Go fuck off. You stole Call of Duty. We stole them. Like, and then a year later, it's just there. But an even worse example is Inside, man. Inside came out literally on Xbox as an exclusive and then came out a month later. And now you see on Xbox's stage at E3, they're like, oh, hey, this is an Xbox launch exclusive. What does that mean? What does an Xbox launch exclusive mean?
Yeah.
Does that mean it's there on launch only on Xbox for a week and then it comes to everything else? But now we're seeing with a year, there was a plan with Activision that they went to Sony and they said, hey, you can have this for free for a year. Because was it on Xbox as well?
Yeah, it was on Xbox.
It was. Okay, my apologies. So what the fuck is this? That's even more of a question. What is this? Is this just to replay the remake of the game that you love? How much does it cost as well?
$40. Well, okay, so you had to buy the regular version was $60 at Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. To get the Legacy Edition was
$20 more. Yeah. Right? It was $79.99.
Oh shit!
It was $80.
You're right.
So you're doubling the cost now for the same exact package, and then justifying that to the people. I'm not saying that it should be $20 because that's dirt cheap, but the $30 price range is like you at least admitting that this product is worth standing on its own, but also saying that we know what it's worth because we only charged you $20 before. But you're not doing that. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's like I'm very passionate about bullshit like this when it's just blatantly, it doesn't make sense, man. It really doesn't. And see, my thinking was at least it's coming to the Xbox platform and where people never got to play it. But now that I know that everyone had a chance to play it for an upright cost, I hate that idea already. But that exists. So all the people who wanted to buy and play that game, they bought it and played it. You know what I mean? So who are you talking to right now? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
I know, but like, who are they? Like, who is this game for? Because it's anyone who plays that Call of Duty bought the Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Sorry. I'm getting too into it. I know.
Yeah,
You're right. I'm going to cry myself to sleep and I won't mention it again.
You're not going to play anyway, so.
Episode 39, new me.
No, I understand what you're saying. You're trying to stick up for the people. Like people.
Was that a shot, dog? You just threw some shots at me on
$40 is. I forgot. I didn't know. I thought it was $100 to get that version for some reason. I don't know why.
There was a version that was $100.
It was $100. That was for the season pass for the Infinite Warfare.
All the bullshit, yeah.
Fucking whatever.
Which was worth it because all these people are still playing Infinite Warfare.
I knew it was gonna come by itself. I had a feeling like there's no way they're not gonna make it come out by itself. People were saying
I fought you on air saying that it wouldn't.
People were like saying like, oh, it's never gonna come out. Like they have to.
Good on you.
I mean, it's like if they don't, then that's kind of dumb. You know, like I don't know. Like whatever. I called it.
Have they announced like a Black Ops remake for this new one or something?
Nah, not yet. Don't get crazy. Come on.
All right, you're right.
Come on, man.
Because they already released all the zombies, so there's no point in putting out Black Ops.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Call of Duty. Just fuck you.
Oh, my God. So, on the subject of PlayStation, the free PlayStation Plus games for July have been announced for PS4, PS3, and the,
Vita.
And that thing.
The greatest console in the world. By the way, you all should go see Baby Driver, because there's literally, PlayStation Vita has more screen time in Baby Driver than it did at E3. Just want to throw it out there. Kevin Spacey's nephew is me as a kid if I had a Vita in the future. That doesn't make sense.
Is Baby his nephew?
No, Baby's like a grown man who goes by the name of Baby.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm saying like...
No. There's this kid has like 5 minutes of screen time, but every single minute he's playing a PlayStation Vita.
Oh.
And it's not in the angle where it's like an ad for the PlayStation Vita. It's like I just know those top buttons like a motherfucker. Like, yeah, it's brilliant.
Technically, well, I don't know if it's not Vita. If you can't see the Vita on there...
Can I throw out just this is a behind the scenes thing. Put that in brackets. Let's just see what that does. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. In brackets, yeah, and some Brax, dog. And some young Brax. That's my favorite Guardians of the Galaxy character, Brax.
Okay, hold on. Brackets. I don't think I have those in my laptop. Like that?
Yeah. Like, get rid of the plus and just let's see if that... Because then it looks like a subtitle, and let's just see how the people feel about that. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know shit.
Okay. So we're on PlayStation. Like I said, the new games of July, the PlayStation Plus games for July have been announced.
Yes, sir.
They go as followed. Dedicated PS4 titles include PS4 exclusive horror game Until Dawn. Ooh.
Guys, if there's ever been a quality game that's for free, like, come take advantage of this, please.
I actually might get it. I haven't finished it yet.
What?
Telltale's episodic Game of Thrones series The timing of the latter works nicely with the show returning to HBO in July. Joining these is Don't Die, Mr. Robot, an action game for the Vita that features cross-buy support with PS4. Vita owners can also get their hands on Element 4. I don't know. Come on, Vita, fucking makers.
I believe it's pronounced Elemental 4 with the exclamation point at the end. I think you have to yell it every time.
On the PS3 side, Plus members receive Darkstalkers Resurrection, which is actually a collection of 2 different games from Darkstalkers fighting game
Fuck
series,
yeah, it is.
Night Warriors, Darkstalkers Revenge, and Darkstalkers 3. Also free on the PS3 is Tokyo Jungle, the brilliant, quirky action game where you play as various animals, ranging from Pomeranians to lions, in a post-apocalyptic version of Tokyo. All 6 of these games will be available for free to PlayStation Plus subscribers beginning next Tuesday, July 4th. You have until then to claim June's free Plus games, which include Killing Floor 2 and Life is Strange, which I play Killing Floor 2 kind of often. Life is Strange is pretty boring. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I just pounded you because you did a really good job reading that. That was really, really good.
Oh,
honestly,
I thought because Life is Strange it's boring.
It's boring?
It's very boring.
I don't think that's really the game for you. Like, just throwing it out there.
I know.
That's a Garrett game. I know you did.
Because I heard so many good things about it. And
There's a sequel coming or a prequel.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to jump in to play it. And then I was playing it. I was like, oh, fuck, this is kind of boring. Like, the first choice I had to make was kind of cool because I was like on and off about it. And I changed it like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, fuck, all right, I'll just leave it on this. And I walked outside the campus, and then you could explore the campus. And I'm like talking to all these people. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck about any of this. Like, this is what I didn't like about Horizon Zero Dawn. Where I could just like talk to people and like about bullshit and like, I don't want to do this. And then it just got boring.
What did you think of the gameplay of Horizon Zero Dawn to refresh me? Oh, sorry. No, but my point is Tokyo Jungle's amazing. If you haven't played that and you only have a PS3 for some reason, please play that because it's actually really fucking interesting. Like, that game went under the radar for everybody. No one talks about it in the present day, but that's a game that I played with my brother on a weekend, and it was just so stupid but so much fun, man. It reminds me of Wild, the game that'll never come out.
Speaking of Tokyo Jungle, did you see Jumanji trailer?
Yes, I did.
Yeah? What do you think about it?
I think that if they're going to take the premise of Jumanji and, like, you can't remake Jumanji. That's just not something that you can do. Yeah. But if you're going to take the premise of a game being sucked in, like children being sucked into a game and then, like, this world exists. I mean, I guess the game came out into the real world in the last one. So there's a cool play where it's like the real world's going into the world now. Like, you know, it's a juxtaposition, like completely the opposite. And, like, the fact that Jack Black is a teenage girl, that's the most perfect thing. So, like, at first I was like, why the fuck would you, like, remake Jumanji? Because when it first got announced, it was Sony announced their slate through 2019. So it's like, Baywatch. And I was like, what the fuck? Don't remake Baywatch. And it's Jumanji, and my heart stopped. And I was like, go fuck yourself. You don't touch this, especially 6 months after, you know, late Robin Williams, you know, all that shit went down. This is way back, man. And to see this now be into fruition and be the product that it is, if you count Wreck-It Ralph, this looks like this could be the second best video game movie ever made. Because it is a video, like Jumanji's a video game in this. And like, there's going to be a lot of callbacks. We'll see that in the official trailers. Hopefully. But for a teaser, that was awesome, man. Yeah. That was very cool. Don't make a tie-in video game, Wii. Yeah. I could already see Jumanji the movie on Wii. It's dead, but someone will buy it in Japan or Europe or Italy.
Sorry, this isn't the movies podcast, but I just had to I loved Jumanji as a kid. So
honestly, though, it's a video game, so it kind of ties in. Hey-o. Video game movies, they're the future.
PS4 games for July, I think they're really dope. Until Dawn, if you haven't played Until Dawn yet, please, this is the time to play it. And then Game of Thrones, if you're a huge fan of Game of Thrones, like, I might get Game of Thrones, but I've never seen any, so I don't know if I'll like.
I think we should do a Let's Play of that. I think me and you should just get drunk on a Wednesday and record the whole thing. Why not? Dude. It'd be the funniest fucking thing because we don't care.
Have you watched it? Game
of Thrones? No, but we can totally tie it in with the premiere.
I thought you didn't.
I'm in the halfway through season 2. My dad's the biggest Game of Thrones fan, and I told him in April or May, whenever the last season ended, I was like, Dad, just wait. I got a year and a few more months because it's coming out a little later to catch up and watch it all with you. And I literally got through 5 more episodes in a year. So it's going to be a long haul for me to get caught up. But I think by the final season, because this is the second to last season, I'll be caught up. I'm giving myself another year. Just to fail again next year.
Speaking of free games, Xbox One and Xbox 360 games with gold for July 2017 revealed. Grow up and more going free.
I feel like the last show of every month, this is at least a guaranteed news title. Is us talking about the Xbox and PlayStation free games. And that's awesome because, consistency is great.
On Xbox One, players can look forward to trying out Ubisoft's quirky platformer, Grow Up, as well as the party game Runbow, in which obstacles appear and disappear depending on the color of the background. Heard of those games? Grow Up.
Wait, can you show me? Is a red robot on the front of Grow Up? Because it was free on PlayStation for a long time.
Yeah. But
so I played it, and it's not good. It's very,
It's 5. GameSpot gave it a 5.
Yeah, I don't think it deserves a 5 necessarily. It's definitely like a 6 to 7, but it I don't know. A 5 to 7, somewhere in there. I don't know what just happened to my voice.
Xbox 360 owners can get Kane Lynch 2 and Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Both of these will also be available for free on Xbox One through backwards compatibility.
So
Please get Kane Lynch 2.
Oh,
that
Kane Lynch 2.
is fucking... Oh, that game is fucking... Have you played Kane Lynch 2?
No.
That game is like...
I saw you tweet about that, and I thought it was the weirdest thing for Alex to tweet, but then again, Alex plays a lot of fucking games, and Kane Lynch would have came into your fucking, games discography, if you will.
My uncle and I got Kane Lynch 2 way back when, and, we played that game with, because he played the first one, I think, and he's like, get Kane Lynch 2, it's fucking badass.
Dude, this story is literally like you and your... I can picture this era of you and your uncle jamming on Kane and Lynch too, just based on stories you've told me in the past,
we'll
man.
Just play online and it's such a dirty and grimy and fuck you, fuck that, such a game.
Look at the fucking cover. It's real people.
There's a scene. There's a scene where you get jumped by the Yakuza, I think it is, and then you get they have you naked and they slashed you up really, really bad. So you have cuts.
I believe that was the porno I watched last night.
All over your body.
Okay.
The cuts all over your body. And it looks fucking real. It looks fucking nice. And they really did a really good job
for 2007.
They look, they look nice. And they're just naked, butt naked, but they have their dick and balls blurred out. In Japan, in pornos they have it kind of blurred out.
Bro, I didn't even picture dick and balls in this. That's so you're straight naked and they're showing you all this shit.
Dude, I was like, I'm a fucking... I don't know when this game came out. When it came 2007, you said?
No, I think I'm wrong. I'll look it up real quick. Keep talking though.
But
this is interesting.
I was a kid in middle school playing this game or high school, whatever it was, and I was like, dude, this game is a game I should not be playing in front of my parents, something like that. Because I said this fuck shit,
2010.
Everything. 2010.
Square Enix made it.
Fuck, man, it's such a good game. If you look, it's a third person shooter. You're fighting in the streets of Japan, and it's such a really good game, man.
Dude, I just realized that the people on the cover aren't real people. I thought they were always real people. What the fuck is wrong with me? These don't look like real people at all. This is definitely 2010 Xbox graphics. Is there ever gonna be a third one? You think?
I hope. I saw this. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I want to. Who made the game?
Who made the game?
Yeah. Who published it?
Distributors were Square Enix. It was developed by IO Interactive. Already talking about it before this game. Let's look at IO Interactive's game. So that's what happened is Square Enix probably bought him. They made Kane and Lynch. Then Kane and Lynch 2 was a thing that Square Enix wanted them to do. They let him go back to Hitman, and now we're here. I don't think they own Kane and Lynch, but someone's got to fuck with it, dude. I think we'll get a Sleeping Dogs 2, but if they don't, that studio could easily take over this. Sleeping Dogs, based on what you just told me, is essentially a cousin to this.
Yeah,
in a sense.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I could see that game being so visually cool for the time that it is, and just a great game that was kind of slept on. But over the years, more and more people are playing it through free programs. Maybe they're testing the waters with Kane and Lynch 2, seeing how many people actually download it. And maybe Xbox is going to the Square Enix of the world and being like, hey, motherfuckers, can you make a Kane and Lynch 3 for our platform?
Yeah.
And that would be cool because people like you love the game. Anyone who's ever talked about Kane and Lynch 2 in my ear space, always saying it's fucking phenomenal. It's fucking never heard that scene though. I'm pretty convinced that's the porno I watched.
It's a really fuck. That's a fucking scene in a video game. The month kicks off with Grow Up and Kane Lynch 2, while Rumbo and Lego Pirates of the Caribbean will join later on July 16th.
So in the year 2000, IO Interactive made Hitman: codename 47. Then in 2002, we had a sequel, Hitman 2. 2003, Freedom Fighters. 2004, Hitman Contracts. 2006, Hitman Blood Money. 2007, Kane and Lynch Dead Men. 2009, Mini Ninjas. Don't know what the fuck that is. 2010, Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. 2012, Hitman Absolution. 2016, Hitman. So clearly Hitman is where most of the money lies. Kane Lynch didn't make as much money as that. But I could easily see someone taking the property and bringing it to a new place in like 2019. So let's hope that this is the precursors to that, man, honestly.
Yeah. So still on the subject of...
Hey, just a reminder, if you're watching this live on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, go over to our YouTube channel, bit.ly/andgames, ANDGAMESYT. I believe that's the actual thing. If you go over to And Games, the YouTube channel, and subscribe, and we get to 56 subscribers by the end of this podcast, we will give out Dragonball Xenoverse 2 on Steam.
On Steam.
Yeah, by the way.
So sticking with Xbox, new Xbox One Game Pass titles announced for July.
Yeah, boy.
Let's try to get through these last stories real quick. Among the 7 biggest names are a total number of 7 more games across Xbox One and Xbox 360 will be playable on Xbox One beginning in July.
So just to sorry.
Go ahead.
Kane and Lynch 2 is owned by Square Enix because Square Enix bought them in 2009.
Ah.
So just throwing that out there. So
Square
if we
Enix.
do see a Kane and Lynch, I think it has to be under the Square Enix family.
Come on, Square Enix.
Sorry,
please.
continue. Just wanted to follow.
Square
Square Enix is kind of whack.
Don't fuck with
They're
that.
not as bad as Konami, but they're pretty bad.
Don't fuck with that Mirror's Edge anymore, please.
Don't, dude. They will never go back there. They will never go back.
So 7 games will be on there. Among the 7, the biggest names are a pair of zombie games: Resident Evil 6, Dead Island Definitive Edition. But the real highlights might be the excellent Metroidvania style Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition, and gorgeous survival game The Flame of the Flood. Rounding out the list are racing games F1 2015, platformer Bard's Gold, and stealth game Monaco What's Yours is Mine. So if you guys not
terrible
familiar with
title.
seriously.
Xbox.
If you're not familiar with Xbox Game Pass, it's basically a Netflix for Xbox. They have a little library of games you can try out. You pay a monthly subscription and you just play. It's like let's see, it has more than 100 games, and will largely remain the same from month to month. And it's about $10 a month. So yeah,
I mean, dude, if you're literally on a budget and you own an Xbox, which I don't know how you would be on a budget if you really you're not poor if you own an Xbox. Just throwing that out there. But if you somehow have an Xbox but can't afford a game every 6 months or whatever, just pay the $10 a month. You get the $60 in the 6 months, and you get a shit ton of games to play. So, boom, there's your money, and there's your time spent well. And, that's a really, financially conscious way of, playing video games. If you're not the biggest gamer like us, starting your own fucking show and not even out of a bedroom, it's okay. Just play games and love games, and this is a great opportunity for you to play more games and love more games. Yeah. What else you got?
So PlayStation has their own sale too as well. I have their own sale.
That's so whack.
So PlayStation had a bunch of sales going on.
You gotta do it, but when Xbox names their shit the greatest game sale in the history of game sales, it's hard to compete.
So we didn't report, but Xbox is having a super massive sale going on starting tomorrow or today. June 30th. Starts June 30th.
Today's the 29th for reference.
20th,
so tomorrow.
When we shoot
Friday.
So Friday.
The internet's a flat circle. You're hearing this in 2021. It's too late. Sorry, you missed those games.
So they're having a huge sale going on. They haven't announced what the sale's going to be. They just said that's going to be one of the biggest sales, whatever. So PlayStation having their own sale. They announced it on the 27th, and so I guess it's a compromise of hundreds of offers across PS4, PS3, Vita, and even PSP. So here are the highlights. On PS4, Shadow Mortis Game of the Year Edition for $4, $6 without plus. Grand Theft Auto 5 for $30, $36 without plus. Diablo 3 Eternal Collection, $39.59 with plus, $45 without plus. And then there's some other ones.
Journey, man.
Fallout 4, $20. Journey, $6.
Oh, this next one though.
Ratchet and Clank, $8.
Bro, literally, if you haven't played Ratchet and Clank, the remake, that is the best example of a remake, maybe besides the Uncharted trilogy that I can throw out there, and hopefully Shadow of the Colossus next year matches our expectations if they fix the fucking climb button and jump button, and the camera. That shit's so old and outdated. But honestly, $8 for that game. That game is such good quality and such good polish, man. They didn't have to make
$8.
that game as good as it did. You know, like you can put out a game with Ratchet and Clank on there, and people will buy it just because they know and understand. And most of those people probably have kids now, so like that's exactly who that game is for. So it's interesting to me. I don't know.
Risk of Rain for $4. Rogue Legacy for $3.39. Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, $8, which is the VR game.
VR game. If you have a headset.
If you have a VR. And those on the PS3 with Plus, you can find Last of Us for $4, Ratchet and Clank Collection for $8, Jack and Daxter Collection for $4, Shadow of the Colossus, which is on the way for the PS4, for $3. And the Vita and PSP deals include Jane the Arc for $3.74, God of War Collection for $3, Hot Shots Golf World Invitation for $1.34, Lara Croft Go for $4, and Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma for $12. So these are sales. These are a bunch of deals that are going on for the next 2 weeks until July 11th.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Are the prices in parenthesis on this article, is that what they're usually at?
Those are without PlayStation Plus. So if you have PlayStation Plus, you get a little additional discount.
Okay, I thought they were lowering Last of Us from $5 to $4, and I was about to say,
no.
how the fuck do they only sell The Last of Us for $5 on the PS3?
Yeah.
That makes 0 sense. That game is worth $20 for the rest of life.
So just real quick, some Rocket League news.
Hey, wait. Do we have an actual Xbox Ultimate Game Sale segment, or is that the segment?
I mean, like...
No, let me just go through because I found some information.
Okay, cool.
So I'm not going to list these games because there's literally so many fucking games that are on this sale. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this as I scroll. And I want you to say if you're impressed with how far I have to scroll to get to the bottom of the list.
Gotcha.
The list starts now.
Jesus.
Right? That is a fucking long list of games. So if you own an Xbox and there's ever been a time to really get down on some of the games that you may have missed, you know, like Mad Max, that came out literally 2 years ago in the fall where there were so many games going on. Like that is a game that you could play $10 for the Xbox Game Pass, but you could probably get it for a discount, I assume, on here. But just to look at it, Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition, Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, Wolfenstein The New Order, like all these games are just going to prepare you for the future because you know that these games are going to get iterated on with new installments.
Is Outlast 2 on there? I thought I saw Outlast 2 on there.
Let's see. I have to get all the way fucking... Yeah, Outlast 2, Overcooked, Oxenfree, which I need to play. Portal Knights, every single Resident Evil, because they just keep releasing those games. Rock Band, Rocket League. Man. Everything is on sale. But Xbox. Even more interesting, this is actually, I think, a news title, is that they're putting it out there right away to say, hey, if you own an Xbox One and you just want to get these games for when you have an Xbox One X to show your friends how much more beautiful it is on their platform, they're telling you right now, hey, buy these games on sale this weekend and they will be enhanced by the time Xbox One X comes out. Dead Rising 4, Dishonored 2, Doom, Dovetail Games, Eurofishing. Get that fishing reel back out, Alex. Doom. I already said Doom. For Honor, Forza Horizon 3, Gears of War 4, Ghost Recon Wildlands, Halo Wars 2, Injustice 2, Killer Instinct, Definitive Edition, Life is Strange, Outlast 2, Resident Evil 7, Rocket League, Superhot, The Elder Scrolls Online, Elder Scrolls, 5, Skyrim, The Witcher 3, and Titanfall 2. Those are all going to be enhanced on the Xbox One X. So if you already know in your head, hey, I'm budgeting out for this Xbox One X, and you want to save some more money, further your budget, these games are going to be on sale for you to get down on in the future.
Hot dog,
that's a deal.
That's actually.
I'll take it.
Hopefully the discounts are pretty good.
Definitely. I heard up to 65% plus another 10 with your Xbox Live Gold.
That's right.
So up to 75% if you own Gold for games.
If you have an
probably
Xbox
be the
One,
shitty ones. But
if you have an Xbox One, get on that sale.
I think 30 to 40% is going to be the sweet spot for like the new games like Prey and shit.
Because Xbox doesn't have any games, so I mean, like you might as well just
not at all play your third-party games on there to get some use on it. Because mine is collecting dust. Cuphead, come soon, please.
So Rocket League news, real quick. Rocket League has been killing it in the news. Rocket League
killing it
dev talks about its cross-play discussion with Sony. So this has been going on forever. This conversation has been going on. At E3 2017, Psychonauts announced that there will be finally cross-play support for the Rocket League across Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, but not PS. Oh, Psyonix. Sorry.
That's a running joke where I correct you on this.
Oh. will finally be cross-play support for Rocket League across Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, but not PS4. Sony has been hesitant to allow PS4 versions to connect with that of other consoles, a subject which was discussed by Psyonix VP of Publishing Jeremy Dunham in a new interview.
Shout out to Dunham.
Yeah.
Used to work at IGN and shit.
Yeah. He left to make.
OG. He left to be a billionaire with Rocket League. Why? Why do you think PlayStation? And did you see the follow-up that PlayStation made? And it was like the worst guy to talk about this and the worst guy to actually like. This guy probably got in a lot of trouble, but basically he said, hey, it's very important to us as PlayStation employees to make sure that our players on our network are safe.
Yeah.
The fuck do you mean you want your players to be safe? Are you literally saying out loud that you think that Xbox doesn't keep their players safe? Because that's bullshit. That's just, I love Sony. I'm a big Sony fanboy. I have a fucking PlayStation 4 and I don't know why. I love PlayStation, the Vita, the motherfucking greatest console in the world. PlayStation VR, I own that shit. It's awesome. Why the fuck are you going to go out there and say that? Like, that's just such a shady, like, bullshit answer. Everyone saw through it and you just look like an ass, man. And the way to get a leg up on your competition, which, by the way, you already have a leg up on, isn't to fucking say that their players aren't safe, which is the most arbitrary thing to call Xbox out on. It's like me being like, yeah, bro, well, if I had glasses, I'd wear them better. It's like, bro, I don't give a fuck because you don't wear glasses. You know what I mean? It doesn't fucking matter right now. Like, it just say you don't want to do that.
I think it's funny, like, how he said it, but, like, PlayStation's the one that got hacked a few years ago, you know? Like,
yeah.
No.
We are infamously known for not having a safe network.
Yeah, exactly. And like
we've been DDoS multiple times.
Yeah, and you're talking shit on Xbox. Oh, we want to protect. We want to keep our network safe. But no,
that's such a good point, man. Bitch, your network was down for 3 months.
People's credit cards got stolen.
I didn't even think about that. The other side of this, not only Rocket League, but Minecraft, man. Minecraft announced on Xbox stage, hey, we're on every platform you can play. Literally the minute that was said, Sony put out a press statement that was like, hey, man. And that's where I think the actual we want to keep our players safe came from, is that we don't want you to play with us on Minecraft. So I'm combining the thing, but obviously that's the reason why PlayStation isn't allowing Rocket League to do it. If you're not going to allow a game with literally like 50 million people playing, aka Minecraft, like, it's bullshit, man. And if all Sony had to say in regards to the Minecraft thing is that if you play Minecraft because Microsoft owns Minecraft, you have to, if you're going to play it on Switch and connect with people on Xbox, you have to sign into your Xbox Live account on your Switch. So it's a little weird. So all Sony had to say was, hey, we just don't want Xbox brands to be signed in on my PlayStation. That just doesn't make sense to us. Boom. It makes sense to the consumer. We can accept that. That sucks, but, you know, get a fucking Switch and play with your Xbox fans. Or just get a fucking Xbox and play with your Xbox fans.
I mean, like, I don't know the PlayStation Store and seeing that fucking green on my blue screen.
Yeah, that as a brand marketing just doesn't make sense for them if you're in direct competition with them. Whereas, like, the Switch is clearly hitting a more niche market and not trying to... Like, the Switch is trying to take in everything it can to get people back on the Nintendo side. And between Mario Odyssey coming out this year and Rabbids, people are excited about Rabbids, man.
Do you think PlayStation's unwilling to cooperate with this crossplay would slowly be its demise?
I think it's literally, if there's two things that are true in gaming, don't announce your games too early. And two, if you're ahead of the console cycle, you're going to be on the bottom next year because you get too arrogant. It's happened every single fucking time. PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 to Xbox One. I would honestly be surprised if the PlayStation 5 succeeds as much as the PlayStation 4 did. Like, all the stars aligned for PlayStation 4 to be in the point where they have literally twice as many Xboxes in the world. And if you're saying that a more expensive Xbox is going to save your Xbox brand as far as shipping units, you're fucking wrong and you're an idiot. Like, making your console more expensive shouldn't sell more copies. And if it does work out that way, then they did something crazy behind the scenes that I'm not seeing as far as someone who tries to represent the market at this table. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... Are you gonna pay $400? What is it? It's $400. $399.
What?
What's the how much does the Xbox One X cost?
$499.
Cost
$499.
$499.
Yeah.
It's $500.
Yeah. It's more expensive than the Pro.
Yeah, because the Pro's $399, and we thought it was gonna drop. So yeah, $499 is absurd to ask for someone, especially like when you're behind in the console. Oh yeah. Oh. 100 on my wrist, 80 on my wrist. Shout out Little Pump.
Let us know in the comment section below, guys. What do you think about the crossplay?
Let us know if you're going to buy an Xbox One X as well.
Yeah, seriously.
After knowing all these games that are going to be enhanced. You know, you want to play Life is Strange at 4K.
Jesus. Some more Rocket League shit. If you love Rick and Morty, Rick and Morty DLC coming to Rocket League next week, which is pretty cool. I think I saw like a car that had Morty on it. It was fucking sick.
What car is it? Is it just normal Rocket League cars with the paint job?
Yeah, they have paint jobs like Rocket League, and like the little antennas or that we put on. It's like Rocket League stuff.
So perfect,
like
dude.
Me Seeks, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Somewhere out there, William Droke is really excited because two things he loves is Rocket League and Rick and Morty.
Available July 5th. Rocket League is just killing it to getting all these partnerships, man. And then this is a huge one right here. Rocket League. What?
Rocket. Oh, you're more Rocket League, but the Rick and Morty thing. I sent you that logo for that mock show that we were talking about. Did you notice that was Morty's dad's car?
No.
Go look at it again.
What is it?
Yeah. I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Keep talking though. Sorry.
Rocket League coming to this year's Summer X Games. The extreme sports competition is getting a bigger dose of soccer. Holy fuck, it is. That's him in his suit and tie.
Yeah. I'm literally, yeah. You guys hopefully will see this. I just want it to work out, so I don't want to like jump the gun. I hate announcing shit when it's doesn't happen. So I want to make sure it's happening. But the logo is, I'm very proud of it. That's honestly the most impressive Photoshop. Like none of those pictures were together. That's so funny. Like the fire, the road, the car, like none of that was together. And like I was very happy with it. And Rick and Morty's awesome, so I'm gonna throw it back when I can.
Rocket League got a big boost today in its development as an esport.
Yes, sir.
As developer Psyonix announced that it's coming to the Summer X Games this year, the competition, known more as an extreme sports event, will hold a Rocket League tournament for the first time. It's gonna be.
Is this more of X Games trying to get more people?
I know, right? Rocket League, a broadcast deal with NBC. The Face It X Games tournament will feature a 75,000 prize pool and will be streamed live on ESPN3, ESPN's online channel. It takes place between July 14th and July 16th. Good for them.
I would have pictured Rocket League being more of like an ESPN 8, the Ocho channel.
Ocho.
But fucking shout out to Dodgeball. That movie's amazing.
Love that movie. So we're going to slowly get into the topics of the show.
It's a bold move, Colin. Let's see if it pays off.
So one last news thing before we get to the topic of the show. Is going to transition to it. Nintendo Switch sales surpassed 1 million units in Japan. I believe it's not as fast as how much Game Boy Advance sold. So here's right here. Has sold about over 1 million and 16,000 units as of June 25th, taking only 17 weeks to get there. The Switch eclipsed the 1 million unit mark in roughly the same amount of time as the GameCube and significantly faster than the Wii U, which took 34 weeks, PS3 36 weeks, or PS4 49 weeks. According to data compiled by GAF. It was not as quick as a number of other systems, including Nintendo's own Game Boy Advance 3 weeks, DS 4 weeks, and 3DS 13 weeks. They're all handheld games. They're all handhelds. You can't outsell handhelds. In terms of game sales, it's expected It's the expected names at the top of the list. Here is the top 5 according to Famitsu. Number 1, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, with selling over 500,000 units. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild selling over 460. 1-2 Switch selling just over 200,000.
I don't buy that. Come on. Yeah. I bought it, but come on.
ARMS over 150,000.
That I definitely don't believe.
Number 5, Super Bomberman for 92,000.
I buy that. That's about right, because it was a launch game and not very many people were going to fork out the $50. Can you scroll down there real quick? Because it's impressive. I know they have announced that it's over 1 million Switches sold, and I know it's a Nintendo console and what else are you going to play, but the fact that Mario Kart's at a 50% attach rate, like most games are at a 5 and like you're looking amazing. Like that is insane, and I know the numbers increase and so should the sales, and like, you know, it should fluctuate. But come on, man. Like, you can't deny that this is a success for them. At $50, $60 a pop, 500,000 copies for a system that only has 1 million out there? That's impressive. That's just shout out to Nintendo, because we went into 2017 not knowing if they would even be alive. I don't know if you know that.
So this is all Japan.
This is just Japan.
Just Japan.
Oh.
It sold 906 units in its first month in the U.S., which is
How many Switches are out there?
Which is larger market than Japan and worldwide. Ship to somebody, but yeah. So Japan, likes their Switches.
How many Switches have sold Is there? Have they passed 2 million and shit?
I don't know, man. I
No,
don't know
I
where
just
you can
want to
buy a
clarify for the
Switch.
audience.
Can you fucking?
You work at a game store. Do you have them available?
No, fucking don't have them.
No one can buy a Switch is the answer. But I just wanted to clarify for the audience because I may be wrong and there may be way more Switches out there than I thought. Last I heard is there was 1 million sold. Obviously, I'm undershooting, but I didn't know they hit 2 million. So regardless, if they are at 2 million, to have a quarter of the population of the whole world's owning of the Switch, to have Mario Kart in that one small country where Japan is literally like a 16th of the U.S. population, that's insane, man. So that just goes to show that the Switch is successful.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. We have 3 consoles back in the main trio.
Finally.
Fuck the Wii U.
It's time for the topic of the show, people. This is the time where we
Pot. Sorry, we can't steal tots.
We can't steal tots.
So I said pots.
So, you guys know, you ever heard about that NES Classic that came out a few months ago?
I have heard about it.
Heard about it? Did you ever get your hands on one?
I did, and then gave it to my bro.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tried to buy one for myself. Failed. Didn't want to wait overnight. Went on eBay the next day. $250 fucking dollars.
What if I told you they're coming out with the Super Nintendo Classic Mini?
I literally thought we talked about this last year. If they would do it, I said no, and I'm wrong. Wow. I think this is bullshit because I was told by my coworker she doesn't play fucking games. She doesn't do anything. She just went, "Hey," and I said, "What?" She goes, "You know, there's a Super Nintendo Classic announced," and I got goosebumps at my desk. I don't care. Like, I'm not like, I didn't play this. I gave my like Nintendo Classic to my brother because he would appreciate that more than what I would. You know what I mean? So like my recollection of these games is through my brother. So this doesn't appeal to me, but I still got goosebumps because I was like, did Nintendo really cancel the Nintendo Classic? Say, go out and buy one. You'll never see it again. Only to get that out of the way for this new and shinier thing. Are we going to get the GameCube Classic next, man?
No, fuck no.
I believe
64.
But that's still a problem. The fuck?
And the SNES Classic Edition coming in September with the never released Star Fox 2.
Like, if the Nintendo Classic existed still, I'd be more happy. But the fact that they had to kill this just to get this thing to the time and shine in the headlines is lame.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
I know you don't care about my opinion.
God, dude.
I talk too long.
As was widely assumed in light of the success of the now discontinued NES Classic Edition, Nintendo today, June 26, confirmed a similar system featuring games for the Super Nintendo. It launches on September 29th in the United States and Europe. The Super Nintendo Classic Edition features a total of 21 games, including some huge names. Earthbound, Donkey Kong Country, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and Super Mario World are among those included. But most notable of all is the inclusion of a game, Star Fox 2, that was famously never released. Here's the complete list. Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, fuck yeah, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Curse, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island. As with the NES Classic Edition, the SNES Classic features HDMI output and resembles the look of the system. It's based on its similar form factor. But unlike that system, it comes with 2 controllers in the box, which is pretty nice.
The Nintendo Switch has sold over 2.74 million copies.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
The Classic is priced at $80 and includes everything you need. There's no European pricing as of yet. But let's see.
So it's $80 in the US. You're looking at $120 in Australia and New Zealand.
Yes.
Rough.
Yeah, that kind of stinks.
So that game list is awesome, though. Like, what else do you need? Really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool. I
See,
think it's gonna be a nice list.
My world that I was living in, why I said no for the SNES Classic, like, no, they're not gonna make it, is they literally have the most beautiful catalog of games that it's almost, you can't put a price tag on that. Like the original Zelda Contra. Like, those games are synonymous. And then you fucking hit it off the fucking park with Star Fox 2, which is never even fucking released. You see those dudes on Reddit have a launch party? The dudes who made Star Fox back in the 90s or the 80s or whatever it was, 90s, they literally are like at a table cheersing each other, all old as shit now, no offense, but like they're celebrating the fact that their game's finally launched because they made an entire game that never came out, man. That's insane. That doesn't happen, really.
So if you're worried about not getting one, Nintendo has now commented. Yeah, you still should be. Nintendo has now commented on the subject of supply. While it isn't sharing specific numbers, it did say it would deliver significantly more units than it did with the NES Classic. That said, it only plans to ship the system between September and the end of 2017.
Damn.
So
what the fuck, dude? What is
your hands on one as soon as you can?
And it's not going to be possible. No matter how much they say significantly more units, the fact that they didn't put out a number is just them saving them their asses for PR, so that no one will talk about it between September and now. Or like, think about if anyone from Nintendo is in a room in August, they're going to be asked like, oh, and one more question, like SNES, can the people be expecting more units? Significantly more units. No one can quantify that shit. No one's sitting there and measuring. Maybe they can come out and say, yeah, we actually shipped 100,000 more units. It's not going to feel like that because the amount of people that wanted an SNES Classic was so much that it brought a $60 console to $250 at best. That's insane, dude. And I know you're pulling this up now. What's the NES Classic go for right now? Shit. You got 2 bids on one for $102.50. 17 fucking bids. Or is that that's the NES. Yeah, dude.
244, 244.
Yeah, they're at still 250. That's insane, man.
Jesus.
It just doesn't make sense to me, man.
I should have hung on to mine.
No, dude. The world should exist.
I don't know. I think I don't want to be a sucker, but I buy it that they're gonna make it easier to get. I hope I'm right.
I'm gonna buy it
just because like Super Nintendo for me it was like it's like near and dear to my heart. Like Super Nintendo was like where it all started for me. I played Super Mario on that. I played F-Zero. I played Killer Instinct on that one. Donkey Kong Country. So I'm really.
Country's amazing, man.
I'm hoping like it's actually easier to get this time around because like, fuck, man, like.
But in your gut, what do you feel like they're gonna do? Because the artificial demand makes it more popular. You know what I mean? Like they always do this. The fact that there's no Switches available, you think they're gonna ramp up SNES Classic production in favor of Switch production?
Yeah, you're right.
It's just weird that Nintendo is like always doing this. Their blue ocean strategy is bullshit. We all know it exists, but we just gotta not stand for it. And I don't know how else to do that other than to just give in and buy it for an inflated price if you really want it, man. I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. September.
Yes, sir.
September and SNES Classic. But it's a real thing now. It's a real thing.
Yes.
Let us know in the comment section below what you guys think of Nintendo. Is Nintendo gonna...
Is the Nintendo gonna be Nintendo again? Yes, they will.
Hopefully not.
They will, man. They don't care about us. They don't care. They just want the monies. They just want the money.
What you got for me, Garrett? What's yours?
What's my topic of the show? So, we have the Spider-Man game, which we forementioned Into This World. And that is a Marvel property. All right, Alex, NapGod, watch out. Shit is right. No, what I would... Basically, we have all these Marvel games that are either coming out soon or have come out. Guardians of the Galaxy. We have this Avengers game announced. Okay. We see Marvel partnering with these bigger studios. Some of them are independent, but they definitely are bigger studios. Telltale, they sell millions of copies. They made the Guardians of the Galaxy game. Insomniac, technically independent, but they sell millions of copies. They literally made Ratchet and Clank. Like, they are not shy of selling their games like they're the publishers. And then we have them partnering up with Crystal Dynamics, and they made the recent Tomb Raider games, and they're working on the Avengers game. Okay. Now,
what you got for me?
Based off of those,
yes,
which which studio is the most impressive to you? Getting Crystal Dynamics, getting Insomniac, or getting Telltale to make these like storytelling games?
Insomniac.
Why?
Because I trust them.
Yes. And especially when you're coming off of like a world with Sunset Overdrive,
Yes.
you can draw the lines to Spider-Man.
Yep.
Especially watching that gameplay demo from E3, which you can find a reaction on the YouTube channel and games and indeed GMES.
Give it a thumbs up.
Please do, yeah. But now we're getting word that that the big studios may not be the only people partnering with Marvel.
Oh.
So what we're seeing, and I'm trying to put this in a film perspective.
Okay.
All right. So in 2008, we had Iron Man come out. Jon Favreau made it. Jon Favreau, big director, but
John who?
Jon Favreau. He's the guy who made. He plays Happy. He plays the chauffeur in Iron Man. He actually directed the movie.
Wasn't it Tony Stark?
No, we're talking about real life people who directed the movie, which is based off the character of Tony Stark. Not real. Yeah. There's no alien invasion in New York.
Robert Downey Journey. Please,
Journey, game of the year.
I'm fucking trying to be funny and interrupt it, but I'm fucking being an idiot.
No. You're killing it. But when you look at how Marvel approached film, they are taking a genre, which is the superhero genre in 2006, let's say, and it's coming off of movies like Daredevil, like Punisher, the second one, which wasn't good. Punisher Warzone, I'll give a pass, but it's not that great either. And they're saying, hey, we're going to make a really good film. Boom, this film turns out great. And then we're going to add this thing called an end credit scene at the end. And Sam Jackson, playing Nick Fury, is going to come to him and just say, hey, kid, there's snakes on this motherfucking... No, they didn't say that. But he was like, hey, we're making this Avengers initiative. This is in 2008. We next get Iron Man 2. Then we get Captain America. Then we get Thor. And then we get... we had the Incredible Hulk after, actually, Iron Man. Regardless, they start making these independent movies with these characters that they own, okay? And slowly but surely, they build this world where it's all connected. Whether you only saw Guardians of the Galaxy or you are only going to see Spider-Man Homecoming this summer, all of these movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are connected. And what they do is they find directors, whether it's Edgar Wright with Ant-Man or it's James Gunn, who was coming off of the movie Super and Snatch and shit like that, where very small projects, and you're giving him a property like Guardians of the Galaxy, and you're saying, go balls to the wall, because we know that this character has enough source material in the past through the comic books to build a world in a movie or a game or a product of not only a high caliber, but something that people can relate to. So put that same film... And now we're at literally the 20th Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, and they've all been connected. It's never been done. They literally changed cinema to where now we're looking at Universal's monsters, the Frankensteins, the Draculas, the werewolves. They're all living in this connected universe now. That didn't happen when Alfred Hitchcock was making those movies. That didn't happen when Boris Karloff was really putting in work back in the day in these black and white movies. He didn't fundamentally think of that. Kevin Feige at Marvel, who is the head of Marvel Studios, came to them with this idea at Disney, and he was the right guy because he produced all these different Marvel movies that failed. He saw what really made a bad superhero movie. And to see a bad superhero movie and then flip it to make the best superhero movies and literally change the genre and make superheroes a genre, now we're seeing that in games, man. So this week we had a quote. I want to find the guy, and I will find the guy. But we had a quote where he basically said, hey, we're working with all these big studios right now. Telltale, not the biggest studio in the world. Insomniac, not the biggest studio in the world. But they're big studios. People know those fucking names, man. And we're giving them the biggest properties. What he did say also is that basically someone was like, hey, what about indie studios? Like, indie games are the big thing now.
Oh, my God.
If you're talking about indie games, you're not...
Jesus
Bear
Christ.
with me. Bear with me. Indie games are not the same as what it used to mean, man. And I mean this in the best way possible. Indie games now mean something more. Indie games aren't just the shitty ones. It's quality. You know what I mean? Like, if you're playing Nex Machina, that isn't necessarily an indie game because it's being published by Sony, but it's an independent studio. And if you're playing a Housemarque game, there's quality to it. That's one thing that we can guarantee. Whether or not you relate with the game or like the gameplay, there's quality to these indie games. Guacamelee, Drinkbox is another great example. So now picture that same quality being applied to these characters that people already know, and then let your mind fucking go crazy. Picture a Drinkbox Squirrel Girl game. That is the world that we could be living in the future. So my question not so much is, what Marvel game do you want an indie studio to make? Do you think that this is the precipice of a new way of making games?
Smaller.
No, a connected universe.
I know, yeah, but smaller like superheroes,
and that'll
like,
only fulfill the world more.
Like Netflix type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Netflix, like Daredevil, like how they do, and then Iron Fist, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
and now we're leading into the Defenders in August, where they're all teaming up. Is there a world where we can see 4 studios coming together to put out a game that teams up?
For indie studios, I think it's very possible.
That's the thing, though.
It's very possible.
Works it out, whereas you can't see Insomniac working with Telltale because they're too big on their own. Like, oh, we can sell our games by ourselves. Fuck that. This is amazing. Like, this is literally... I don't picture, like, the X-Men or the Wolverines coming into play.
No.
I picture, like, Squirrel Girl and, like... fucking Daredevil and like Wonder Boy and shit like that, where you're just like, what the fuck? They're making a Wonder Boy game? Like, how bad could it be? Because I have no ties to Wonder Boy. You know, I don't know what Wonder Boy actually has to offer, but someone out there does. And like the fact that game developers are getting the opportunity to maybe fuck around with that, and now that they've especially established that Avengers is out there, they've already crossed off the big 3, man. Guardians, Spider-Man, Avengers. Like, those are the big 3. Captain America, I guess, but he's in Avengers, so you already knocked out 4 characters in one. What else do you got left? And that's what's exciting, man, is could we see a world where games could be connected from different studios? Do you see that at all? Because it's a weird thing to think about. We just saw the first movie coming out next week with Spider-Man Homecoming, where Sony Pictures owns the Spider-Man character. Marvel Cinematic Universe is owned by Disney. Spider-Man, a Sony character, is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 2 fucking studios who don't give a fuck if they succeed, like if the other one succeeds, came together to produce a movie together. This has never happened before. And it's weird, but when money talks, money talks. And you know very well Spider-Man's going to sell PS4s. Is there a world where Drinkbox could team up with Housemarque to make the fucking X-Men game? I don't think they will, because there's a lot of play, and I won't even get into that. But it's just so cool that could we live in a world where the idea of connected universes could really get fucking crazy in games, where you play one series and it could be a completely different character, but it's in that universe. It's like making a Division spinoff with a certain character from that. That doesn't happen because no one gives a fuck. You just call it Division 2. But now we're in a world where it could be that, like, in the Spider-Man game, Miles Morales gets introduced, and then an indie studio is given the right to make a Miles Morales game. And they could be connected. Like, could that be something that you could be interested in as a gamer, as the biggest gamer at this table?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be pretty cool. I just don't know about the whole, like, I don't see like a studios. I mean, like, that'd be cool if studios could. I mean, I think studios could come into one and make one big one. One big game. A lot of ifs,
though. You know.
But that's a lot of ifs. Maybe they just hand off to one other studio. Just take. Okay, well, you did this with this. We'll do that with that. So we'll make our own little thing with it. It's very complicated to do that. I think. I just don't want them to do it and then, like, eventually lead nowhere. Like, I don't want to be playing Daredevil in a game and then in its own world, in its own game, and then while it just leads up to nowhere, I'm doing his own story, but then, like, there's another game I want to pick up. So I want to pick up like a Luke Cage game or something like that, and that leads to nowhere. That's just its own game. It'd be cool for it to lead up to somewhere, but I think it'll be possible, but at the same time I don't know, just because it's very, 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 very complicated.
It's a new concept. It's hard for us to wrap our heads around it. Because there's so much room for opportunity, but there's so much more room for shit to go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas, like, Daredevil could end with a spinoff where Luke Cage comes in and it's being developed by Drinkbox, and Housemarque just made this Daredevil game. And now Drinkbox is making Luke Cage or whatever, and they're going through. And then halfway through the development cycle of Luke Cage, Housemarque says, fuck you, Drinkbox. And then Drinkbox is like, yeah, well, then Daredevil ain't in our game anymore. And then that's where it gets really murky and doesn't pay off. So if they could figure out a way to come together, Marvel Studios works because Disney owns all these properties. You know what I mean? Spider-Man, after 17 fucking movies, after a proven brand, after a proven trademark within the cinema world, you're now seeing Spider-Man bleed over as a Sony property to be like, oh, we failed a bunch just making our own Spider-Man movies. Can we please just piggyback off of the success of you? And they're like, yeah, you can, but like we're gonna say a lot of what it is. Like we're gonna make sure we pick the right guy to play Spider-Man. We're gonna make sure that you're taking a spin on this, making it a John Hughes movie, making it like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, making him a young child in high school. Like those are different spins that you need to take, and it just takes one motherfucker at the head of it to just plan it all. Because in the end, to make a game with a Marvel property, you have to partner with Marvel Studios, game studios. And I didn't pull up the guy's name. I apologize. Go look up the article. But he basically says, yeah, we're going to start looking into that. And while that's just precipice of like nothing, essentially, I think that there's so much more room for us to get excited about it than anything. Sorry, I just got all that out.
Let us know in the comment section below what you guys think.
What game do you want to see? Pick two right now. Is Daredevil and Luke Cage kind of your two?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. Ant-Man.
Nah.
Ant-Man.
Punisher.
Ant-Man. A Punisher made by the guys who made, what's it called? Hotline Miami? Yeah, that's what Greg Miller said that this morning.
Oh, he did?
I heard it on. Yeah, you didn't hear that shit, but I did, and I was going to bring it up. But you just completed the sentence. Bro, Alex is a genius. Follow Alex at I_am_jamming, Jammy, ING.
It's right there in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot that we have these cool little sidebars. Hey. That's all I got, though. I don't really want us to go off on this, like, fantasy draft of who we'd pick to play which game, but the opportunities is there for a different landscape in games, and I think we're ready for it. Games have been around for so long that there's nothing really crazy that's happened as far as game development, in my opinion. As far as like how games be released and how games tie into one another, we have the Uncharted, but then you have to wait until Uncharted 2 to play that same character. What if Uncharted, the character of Nathan Drake, was licensed out and people could take him and put him into this other supplementary? You know what I mean? Like there's so much more in there, and I'm excited for the idea of that. Let us know if you agree. Should we close this bitch out?
Let's close it out.
If you like the Endgame Show, you can follow us on Twitter at AndGames, ANNDGAMES. You can also follow me, Garrett, on Twitter at YoGurt, YOGRRTT. And you could also keep up with any podcasts that I may or may not be launching in the future on there as well. And follow us on iTunes. Please, the Constant Rotation Podcast Network. Constant Rotation Podcast Network for all you people who can't hear words fast. Look us up. Give us a review. If you give us a review, we'll shout you out in the show. That's a fucking promise. You can also email us at concertationgames@gmail.com with any fuck-ups that we had in this show, as well as anything that you would like to add into the show. We will read your email on the show live. Please do. Alex.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Endgames.
You can find me on Twitter, I_M_jamming13, NapGod on there. NapGod27 on twitch.tv/NapGod27. NapGod27 PSN. I'm streaming a lot more. I'm gonna start streaming probably every day now. Streaming Overwatch with I got a few guys that got Overwatch. I'm playing with them. Streaming some MLB 17 The Show. So I'm gonna be trying to streaming every day. I don't know about a set time yet. But I am trying to stream every day. So you guys can watch me, twitch.tv/NapGod27. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We appreciate you and your follow and your subscribe that you're about to do right now. Subscribe right now.
Bitch, do it. You got 24 hours before we won't give this game away. If you really want to fuck around with this Dragonball Xenoverse 2 on Steam, you better subscribe to us. bit.ly/AND. Wait, AND. And Games YT. Fuck you.
Have a good day, guys.
Just kidding. We love you.